Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Mage the Ascension Technogate 1999 game that we were going to be playing. Today we will be diving into the realm of paradox. Not intended, but where we last left off, our group, the Technogate Team 42, was last hacking into the digital web as well as playing a game inside of the digital web to try and access one of the nodes that are located deep inside of one of the sectors. You had to either play a kind of spaceship kind of game to try and unlock this special area that only Tycho's father has been able to unlock in the past. And they were also trying to hack the sector through the digital web to try and get some admin access so that they could kind of cheat their way through the game if need be. Well, they were trying to build a admin card, basically a forgery of the access rights that they needed in order to get into the sector as admins. While they were building that card, something went horribly wrong with one of the equations that Robert was working on, I believe. And
Of course it was me.
yeah, it was Robert with a 101, a 3, and a 4. Two botches. And we had everybody do a paradox backlash because they had actually filled themselves up quite well on paradox as of late. We have we've had very little downtime for them never to do magic, because you have to do like no magic for a week, or you have to do some crazy prime level 5 stuff that they have not had access to. So they find themselves, so from a viewer's kind of point of view, you can kind of see the spaceship is in the middle of nothing right now. They had fallen into like a black hole, and now from your point of view, the ship is just kind of spiraling out of control, going through, it doesn't look like it's really moving unless like the camera, I guess, stops following it, and then it would, go off of the screen type of thing. But from a certain point of view, it just looks like it's just spiraling because there's nothing to put it into relation to anything else unless you take the out of game camera that you're kind of looking at it from. Inside of the ship, all of the lights are flickering. The ship is going through massive turbulence at this time, and each one of you find yourselves back inside of your quarters. Um, you all are all separated from each other, and so we're going to start this off a little bit here with going through a little bit of a description, and then we'll go into each one of what you guys are doing inside of your room after what just happened here. So, Tycho, go ahead and start us off here and let us know a little bit about your character and what he looks like.
Tycho is a 26-year-old white male, 6'1", short cropped blonde hair. He wears retro futuristic spacesuit style attire and usually wears some weird looking goggles. He grew up in Madison at the local Technogate construct where his mother was in charge of research and execution, and his father was the legendary adventurer Buck Samsonite, who disappeared in 1980 when he was just 8 years old. At the age of 18-ish, he went on adventures with some Glasswalker werewolves into the Umbra and returned a few years later after some tragedy, and not knowing what to do with himself, his mother got him a job at the construct on Technogate 42.
Awesome. All right, and Phaedra, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character and what she looks like.
Yep. Phaedra is a 27-year-old black female who's originally from Vegas and grew up with her single mom, who was a stripper. At the age of 18, when she wanted to go to college to help her mom financially. She came home one day to her mom being murdered. She then spent a majority of her life trying to track this dude down and stumbled across the Technocracy in Tycho's group, which she then joined and until recently was finally able to catch her mom's murderer. She wears a white lab coat, black slacks, white blouse. Hair's usually in a ponytail and super disheveled. A fanny pack full of DNA strands and jars. A to-go bag of stuff. And that's where she's been so far.
Awesome. And Robert, tell us a little bit about your character and what he looks like.
Robert is a excuse me, late 20s, kind of ordinary looking guy with glasses, some brown hair, always wearing a suit, about 6 foot tall. Wouldn't really pick him out of a crowd. Always has his briefcase with him. Just kind of seems like your mild-mannered, normal guy. He actually is working for the NWO as a kind of undercover intelligence officer that gathers information. But that was not known when he joined the group. He has had a bit of a change of heart after seeing some stuff and is now trying to help the group kind of make sure that things happen. But right now, I'm guessing he is very confused.
What the fuck did I just do?
Why am I in bed?
And Malakai, tell us a little bit about your character and what he looks like.
Yeah, Malakai came from a military background, enlisted in the Air Force right out of high school, got picked up by the Technogate. While in the Technogate, made some friends that he wasn't supposed to, some reality deviants. And after the internal inquiry, it was decided that he would be reassigned. He ended up getting put onto civilian team TG-42 for the purposes of keeping them safe, and that's about it. So now he's just waiting out till he's done with his term, keeping these guys alive the best he can. And he's about 6 foot tall, Caucasian, dark hair, dark eyes. That's with long disheveled hair, generally seen in jeans and a t-shirt with some sort of jacket.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with Tycho. Tycho, you were inside your room. What does your quarters look like standardly? Or what do you have? Do you have like posters up or anything, or do you have any items that are decorations or anything that you have in your room?
I'm trying to think of the era of his growing up, what music he would be into. Maybe Phil Collins, maybe a Genesis poster. I don't know. I wasn't born in 1972. No, he's got shelves, lots of shelves, and lots of random bits of tech everywhere.
All right, so all those random bits of tech, they're flying around all over the place unless you had something in place to ensure that
you didn't let me finish.
Oh,
this is
go ahead.
a spaceship. It's just like it's like on an airplane. Everything locks and latches. Everything's behind a net or something. It's all tethered. But I might have forgotten to close some of those doors. So yeah, some of it.
Yeah, we'll
is
say
floating
just a
down.
very, very minor amount is like just some minor objects, nothing of importance that some like you had like a coffee cup out on the table. It like rattles and is like going off the table, falls, smashes, and you can just feel like there's this heavy turbulence that it feels like at this point. But when you look out the window, there's just nothing. It doesn't look like you're spinning or there's any issues of any kind other than that there's nothing out there. The lights are flickering, and you can tell that there is it's nobody's turned on emergency lighting at this point. So that's the reason why the lights are. There's definitely some kind of power drain that's happening on the ship.
Okay. Can I remember what happened, or is it kind of like a brain fog?
I would say that you do remember. I mean, you remember up to the point of getting sucked into the black hole, and then all of a sudden you just woke up here. And it wasn't really even woke up. It's not like you woke up out of the bed. It's all of a sudden you were just here, and you were possibly doing something. But there does seem to be a form of brain fog because you don't know how you got here in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I will pull out my tricorder and do my standard correspondence effect. Just scan.
All right. You go for a scan. Go ahead and do an Arate roll, difficulty of 3.
Looks like 2. 2 successes.
All right. With 2 successes, when you go into your tricorder and you start kind of like scanning what's going on around you, the tricorder just starts fritzing out, and all of a sudden you feel this like, heat kind of coming from the like it's over heating and like powering like up to a certain degree. It's like freaking out on you. Are you gonna keep hold on to that tricorder?
No, I'm going to do that thing where I just throw it on the floor.
And kind of like fitzes, and kind of like a little explosion kind of happens that would have definitely been like a M80 going off in your hand.
Yeah. An M80 in my hand?
Yeah, you don't want that. That would have been hurt, like as in lose a hand.
It didn't do that?
It did. It exploded. It caused like and you would have lost a hand had you not kept it, or had you not thrown it away.
Okay. In that case, I'll just go to the door, see if I can open it.
How do you go for just kind of like physical exertion, or do you go for like the panel?
I just go towards the door. We've never established how the doors open.
Oh, they're normally motion sensor, but there is a panel too that you can access to manually try and open it, or you can just try and physically open it up.
Okay, so I'm guessing it doesn't automatically open.
It does not automatically open when you go to it.
Okay, I will try to find the manual override panel.
All right, so you kind of open up the panel here. Give me a hypertech plus wits.
Gonna roll it at 6. That's a good one. That's 5 successes.
Yep. So you're able to kind of just rip open the panel. You find the override kind of thing. The manual override actually doesn't work at all, but you find the wires to cross and find the proper things to kind of make it so that the door opens up for you, though.
Okay. I'm not sure how fast you want to switch to other people, but I'm just going to start yelling out names. Phaedra! Who's that? Malakai! Robert! Lysander! Tessa!
Lysander! Red shirt!
Get over here, you maggot!
All right, so we'll go ahead and switch over here to Phaedra. So Phaedra, you wake up in your room, kind of out of a daze of you were doing something, and all of a sudden, you were falling into a black hole, and all of a sudden you're standing here, you were in the middle of something, but the ship is all shaking up and you can't remember what you were doing. Give me a little description of what your room looks like.
Am I in my lab, or?
It'd be your personal room.
It's my lab. I've got like a cot in the lab.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a pristine white lab, white floors, white ceiling. Everything looks super sterile. Beakers and stuff on like those science tables, but those are white too. Uh, and then amongst all of that is a bed with a vampire on it with I want to say like a framework for a force field just in case.
When you look over there, there is no vampire. And all your staff that is normally here is gone. The lights are flickering. You're in massive turbulence. All of your beakers are falling all over. I'm guessing you had like anti-grav, all these kind of things to kind of keep the lab secure during with advanced science. All that stuff doesn't seem to be working.
Backup generator's not working either.
Backup generator's not working.
Well, after the nanosecond of like shitting myself when I see that bed is empty, I guess I'm gonna head towards the door. Like, is my DNA scanner working?
You want to give it a try?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll your Arte.
Difficulty?
Difficulty will be 3.
4 successes.
As you start to utilize it, you can see like sparks starting to shoot out of it, and
I rip out the power core.
the power core, as you like throw it aside, goes critical and kind of blows up.
Shit. Alright. I guess I'll head towards the door.
All right, so you go to the door. Door doesn't open.
Yeah, I'm just gonna brute force it.
Give me a strength check. Difficulty of 6. You have only a strength of 1.
That's not right. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have strength of 3. Hold on.
Okay, so there we go. So you start yanking on the door. It doesn't seem like you can open it quite yet, but you want to keep on trying. Difficulty 6 again.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Is there also a panel next to it?
Yep, but you're not as versed in the hypertech systems that this thing is using. So it'll be technology that you'll be using, but at a difficulty of 8. Technology plus wits, difficulty 8.
I don't want to break any of my equipment trying to pry open the door. Right, I'm gonna try one more strength check.
Okay. Oh, you got your 2 successes that were needed. That's all that you needed. You kind of get the door open just enough to be able to squeeze on through. Just at that moment, you hear the shouting of Phaedra, Tycho, red shirt. And then we're going to switch over to Robert.
Oh, good. I have a very Spartan room. Mostly just reading materials, books, and my briefcase, and an extra computer. but no real decoration or anything like that.
Can't leave any character behind.
So I suppose after coming to, the first thing I'm gonna probably do is try going for the door.
All right, so you run over to the door and doesn't open automatically. You can try and brute force it. You can try and hack it.
No, I think next I'm going to try and log into my computer, see if there's, I don't know, if I can find anything. What's going on with the ship system?
All right. As you start opening up your computer, you notice a couple of things are like off here because like the screen just seems to be weird as soon as it like kind of as you kind of open it up. Go give me awareness plus perception, difficulty of 6. You get a feeling like wherever you are from your travels through the different universes that you've been in, you're in a weird metaphysics or physics area of the universe. You get the feeling like this is something that you don't want to uh, utilize your any kind of advanced technology at this time, especially your precious.
Okay. In that case, I'm assuming that Tycho and Malakai are probably working something out. I'm gonna sit down and meditate,
Oh, nice.
and they're gonna come for me.
Give me a perception plus meditation, difficulty of 6. Holy shit.
Making up for that botch, eh?
That's all I have to do in this game, apparently, just meditate all the time. I'm gonna change into a monk because of what I saw in my vision.
I'll save you guys. Drops down, goes into meditation. So you drop into a solid meditative state here. Give me a Arte roll, even though you're not trying to do magic, and this is not botchable. So just give me an Arte roll, though, difficulty of 3. Wow. Okay, so when you kind of drop down into this meditative state, you can feel that the universe definitely seems to be accepting of this kind of advanced science that exists because even technocrats use a lot of meditation stuff. It's not against the concepts of technology, but they don't believe it can do all the things that necessarily mages or Akashic Brotherhood would believe in, or how far reality deviants take it. But you definitely get the sense that there's definitely a feeling of calmness that you're able to bring over yourself, and your room stops shaking. Like everything just kind of calms down all around you.
And this feels familiar.
And then the door opens up. And then we're going to switch over to Malakai.
This that makes me nervous. Yeah, so Malakai's room is 10 foot wide, 8 foot deep. On end, he's got a workbench, whole bunch of drawers and whatnot that are all holding various parts and cleaning supplies and tools for gun maintenance and tinkering. On the other side of the room is where he stores the armor. And I have a question for you. Does the armor freestanding when it's off, or does it have like a dock that I get connected to for power and firmware updates and whatnot?
I would guess you'd have like a dock.
Okay. So then the dock for it is on the other side of the room. And the bunk itself is just recessed into the wall. So that answers the first question of whether or not the armor is flying around the room, because that was going to be a problem.
Ah!
It's big and metal. The first thing would be to, all right, this is scary and unknown. Check weapons. So rack the pistol, rack the P90. They both look good.
They both look good. No problems with them. It's just, things are kind of shaky. You're kind of like getting things looking at, but yeah, everything seems to be fine with them. But you see some of your more advanced technology, like laser weaponry and stuff like that, does seem to have some kind of weird sparks and glows coming from them. Go ahead and give me a perception plus perception plus awareness, difficulty of 6.
Okay. The thing I'm most concerned about is going to be the suit of armor. Does that have a similar effect going on with it?
Yes, it does. And so you also get the feeling and impression that everything around here is, kind of similar to the way that it was when you guys were on Pangea, and you can't trust the technology around here, and you probably don't want to try and utilize any of your precious advanced technology.
I do have a specific hatred of that place. Very nice place, but nothing works there. So I'm going to immediately go and unplug the armor.
You're also guessing that this is what's happening to the ship. The entire ship itself is one giant advanced technological device, so it seems to be short-circuiting and freaking out as well. It hasn't gone critical yet.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, so turn that off and then go to the door, try it, pop open the panel. Wits and technology.
Wits technology diff 8.
All right. Nice.
All right. Yep. You manual, override doesn't immediately work. You got to kind of cross the wires and hot rod, or what is that? Whatever.
Wire.
Hot wire. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got the tools for it in the room. And I'm treating this like there's a good chance that we've been boarded, and so that's kind of how I'm making my way through the halls. And I'll be heading in the direction of the bridge.
All right, so all of you guys, so the way that you guys, if I remember correctly, and if not, then this is just the way that it is now, just because, but you guys had like a living room area that you guys all connected to instead of a main hallway. And so when you guys all of your doors kind of come out, at around the same time. And so pretty much at this point in time, you guys are all at the point where you're opening up the doors, and you're hearing Tycho shouting for all of you pretty much, and then the red shirts.
Oh, right, God, where is everybody?
Hearing Tycho.
Tycho?
I'm going to go
Phaedra.
to the panel and try to address the bridge.
What's going on? What do you remember?
We were making the ID, and then something went wrong?
All of it, I believe.
No response from the bridge at this point. You do have another door that you'd have to try and get through if you want to get to the main hallway.
Does it seem
All
like...
our tech is super wonky. We probably should switch to methods that aren't scientific.
Yeah, comms are down.
Where's Robert?
His door's open.
I run towards his door. Robert!
I open my eyes. I look up.
Robert, come here. I want you.
So, where do you guys think we are now?
Is that an Alexander Graham Bell reference?
No, that was a...
Who goes into Robert's room?
I do.
I would.
It stops shaking. The entire world stops shaking. Except for but everybody that's still outside of the room is still feeling the entire ship shaking. But here, it's not shaking.
Oh, God. Is it like that thing where we went to that planet?
That's what I said. It feels
Robert?
familiar.
What did you do?
I don't know that we could say I did this, but I don't know. My door wouldn't open, and something felt off when I was trying to log in. So I figured you guys would show up eventually. I just kind of started relaxing a little bit, to be honest.
You in here meditating, buddy?
I might have been, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Are you still good?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm
How
good.
are you feeling? Are you feeling great?
I feel okay. I mean, are you okay? Do you feel great? I feel confused.
Okay, that's good. Because the last time you felt awesome, people started singing.
That is a fair point. She makes a fair point.
Yeah,
Oh.
but the rest of the ship is shaking, and his room isn't. I had to force my
Wait,
door open. and
The
it
whole
was-
ship's still shaking? I thought that's why I was still kind of relaxing here, because I thought everything kind of chilled out and you guys would show up.
Oh, all of his lights are working too, and everything seems to be fine in here.
Can we still see out the door? Is it still shaking, like just outside the door and flickering?
There's no. Oh yes, yeah. It doesn't look like. Yeah, I guess you would see it shaking a little bit. Like it something's it visually looks off. Like maybe it's shaking, but maybe it's not. You don't really know, but you can definitely see like the lights are flickering and everything. There's stuff is basically, you see the objects look like they're getting jarred around, but the room itself doesn't look like it's shaking.
I had my eyes closed until you guys showed up.
You know what? This actually feels a lot like a situation that I was in before I met you guys. I've mentioned before that I ran around with some werewolves.
Oh my god, are we
one
about to
time,
meet some werewolves?
no, it was just I messed up, some equations on a thing I was making, and the next thing I knew, I was in a place, and the only thing that worked was they came and got me, and it was just calm thoughts, calm movements. I wonder if that's is that what's going on here? I mean, maybe.
We can either try
Good theory.
something, or we can
First
get to the
step,
bridge.
turn off. We have to turn everything off.
I mean, everything seems kind of better in here. Should I try logging in again?
I mean, you can, but if you make it worse, I would just say let's do the default stuff first, so we have something to work with. Like, remember when we got stuck on that vampire's planet and we switched, or Tycho switched to manual? Things were a little calmer.
Yeah,
Let's turn off the high stuff first.
Yeah.
bridge or the engine room.
Split up, go both.
Yeah, I'll go engine room. I think I would be better there.
I'll go at engine room as well, I think. Or actually, I'm sure there's a lot of people freaking out on the bridge. I'm going to go to the bridge to help out, calm everybody down.
Alright, I'll go with you. Or, I'll go engine room.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna split up, it should be 2 and 2.
Malakai,
Yeah.
can I have you come to the bridge in case anything weird is going on out there?
Honestly, I would like to go to the bridge to see if there's a report of what the hell is going on.
Because we still haven't confirmed whether this is like due to what happened back there or something else, right?
No, it's just yeah, I got the same feeling that it feels like it's, Pangea, except the ship is struggling to. We need to start turning stuff off.
Well, at
Robert,
the very
you
least-
said... Oops, sorry, go ahead.
At the very least, we need information.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
And all you did, Robert, was sit in this room and meditate, right?
Yeah, I just kind of figured you guys would show up and knew we'd get moving eventually, so I just settled in.
Okay. If all else fails, I'll try to do that in the engine room.
I'm actually not bad.
All right, so you guys exit out of the room, his calm room. So when you guys go back out, yeah, it's still all shaky. Even when Robert comes out,
Oh man,
everything's still high turbulence, flights flickering, everything. Robert, give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 9. What the fuck?
Jesus.
Okay,
4
this entire
successes.
room calms down as Robert kind of looks around at everything, and he has like this sense of calm that seems to be irradiating around him, and the entire world just the entire room just stops shaking and seems to the lights turn back on. All of your rooms seem to get powered back up.
Ooh, my suit! No, that's a bad idea.
I just look back at Robert and I'm like, you sure you're good?
I just
Maybe
look
we
around
should
and
go to
go,
the
this
engine
ship is
room.
way too big for me to have to walk around the whole thing.
Could you teach me how you did it? Maybe we could split up. Because at this point, I'm kind of embracing it.
Do you have months to spend on learning to meditate?
You can give me the crash course.
I can try.
Or, I don't know, could you
Do you have any?
imprint whatever you're feeling to me?
Do you have any dots in meditate, Phaedra?
No.
So
But I have 2 in mind.
he could definitely give you. I would allow for experience points to be if you wanted to go through a lesson here, but it would probably take you like 30 to 40 minutes at least, at the very least. But I think your character might be able to handle with the mind of 2. Might be able to figure out how to do meditating pretty quickly and easily.
How much is for dots and
That would be 3 experience points. But also, you got to convince everybody that it's worth it for you to spend 30 to 40 minutes learning how to meditate, which might not be a bad thing if you all want to try and meditate. I don't know.
So, I wanted to throw this in there. Can I get a roll to consider the situation? I was thinking wits enigmas.
Absolutely.
All right. This is going to say charisma leadership, but it is not. It is wits enigmas. At difficulty 6, that is 2.
Nice. All right. So difficulty of 6 with 2 successes. So you're kind of trying to assess so you believe you've heard of stuff like this to a certain degree. They're called really only the void engineers are probably the ones that deal with this the most. But the concept of a paradox realm of a sorts. It's not exactly matching up with all the reports that you've maybe kind of read over and stuff like that, but it seems like this is definitely going to be a realm of its own and have its own rules, and there's going to be usually people don't fucking escape these things. Usually they just fall into whatever crazy realm and get stuck there, but there's usually there's always ways out. You just have to figure out the riddle to a certain degree. What you're kind of getting for the beginning of this riddle is that technology is not the answer. Like, the way that you're thinking is probably the most important aspect.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll try to. Okay. Yeah. No, I think I've read about this. They call it the paradox effect. Sometimes when we're doing advanced science, it other reality deviants and the way that they mess with reality fucks up our shit, and we get shunted into these dimensions, and usually it's some sort of I've heard it described as a riddle. The general idea I'm getting here is like technology is not the answer.
Well, the ship is. We got to save our ship.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ship is technology.
Well,
So we have to focus on saving it while not utilizing it.
well, I think I'm still good with the same thing. I think we should shut everything off and use manual controls and see if we can orient ourselves.
Oh yeah, I think that's a
Uh,
good start. Just center ourselves and the ship.
Do we want to meet
Yeah, I mean,
on the bridge after you guys get the engines and everything turned off? Or
Yeah.
someplace else? Common, the galley, maybe?
no, I think the bridge would be good. Although now I'm thinking you're more versed in power systems. I mean, turning off engines should be simple, but
And you're more versed in leadership.
and procedures of taking
I also-
manual control.
I also can meditate, although this is definitely, this is not a scenario where I feel comfortable doing so. But that seems like exactly the point, doesn't it?
Well, first step, let's just go me, you, engine room. You guys check to see if everyone's all right. Go to the bridge.
I have a crazy idea before we split up. There's been experiments in the past that have always failed in our normal dimension, but they would fill a stadium with people and they'd put a tree at the center and they'd have everybody focus on the tree lighting on fire. And the idea behind it is that this power of the mind goes beyond a little more than what we think it does, especially if you start talking about how quantumly and alter dimension and all that. So, what if we led a giant guided meditation of the ship to get us out?
Okay, first of all,
So you want to power the ship
wait.
and with our brains.
Wait, first of all, have the humans have the sleepers done that? Have they filled stadiums with people and concentrated on?
It never works.
I'm legitimately asking that out of game as well. Has that happened?
Yes.
Because I've thought about things like this so many times.
At least the last time I looked into it, it did exist as a thing.
That's just a
I
way
also
to
know that they
find,
do
force.
Like the
sphere.
Menustera Goats type stuff.
It's just a way to find forces sphere reality deviants.
Yeah,
Before they join up.
I do
It's
know that
probably
they've
something
also
else that
done
neutralizes
mass
the effect.
meditation experiments where they've tried like calming cities and stuff like
Yep.
that. Those are very bad examples of. But apparently, they're like, wow, we can calm a city down. But yeah, there's too much to factor in when it comes into all that stuff. But the lighting something on fire in the middle, that would be proof, and that's not happening. So
No, if I went to a stadium, like in the real world, and they were like, everybody concentrate on this thing, and it lit on fire, I would be like, they just planned it that way.
Oh yeah, I guess
they just lit it on fire with lasers or some shit.
That'd be a small
trick.
Could use debt wire in the center of it. Like, there's tons of ways that you could remotely start a tree on fire.
Well, that's
a guy could just go out and light it with a lighter. Is that the same thing?
Like,
we got him to do it.
Everyone was focusing so much on it that it drove one person like he needed to go light it on fire. Yeah.
And then they all opened their eyes and they saw it on fire and they didn't notice the guy sitting next to it. It's like, it worked.
And these are the kind of conversations you have at the lunch table in high school.
Yes, very, very calming.
Anyway,
very calming conversations.
Okay, so
yes,
that's my wild idea. Ponder it while you go shut down the engines.
Sometimes, Robert, like, you're supposed to be on a line of reason, and every so often I look back and somehow you're in front of us. What happened?
You forget that I've actually spent a decent amount of time in deep cover with some reality deviants. And Well, I don't understand how they do what they do. When we start getting into these deep, weird places and nothing makes sense, I figure why not try it?
We're all
Duly noted. I
Alright.
would have to say I'm very rational in comparison to you three.
I never claimed to be rational.
The room calmed
LOL
when he
a
came
thing
in
now?
here. He's got the data to back up his claims right now. Not saying it's gonna keep holding, but his room
Yeah, I
is
don't claim to
calm.
understand it, but results are results, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what
So-
I got to look at.
So out of game, I totally think that would work. But in game, Tycho is like, no, we gotta fucking shut down this fucking spaceship.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think that's a good first step. I'm on board.
Let's get the
All
ship
right.
calmed down, and then we can go
All
from
right.
there.
Malakai, Phaedra, you head to the engine room and shut that shit down. And Robert and I will go to the bridge and take manual control of the helm.
And search for people on the way.
Yes, and also because I haven't seen anybody else, and I yelled for Lysander, and he's not showing up yet, so he's probably dead.
That's rare for.
That's your
Yeah.
that's your thought process. Not that he's
Yeah.
lost or sleeping. He's dead.
No, he's probably dead because he knows what happens when he doesn't come running.
He's a reliable. Oh, I see. You're a horrible.
Oh no, it's that he's reliable. That's it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Wow.
No, it's because I'm a terrible person.
Wow.
Should
All right.
not be in a leadership position, but your mother got you the job.
So it's Malakai and Robert that are going to the bridge, and Phaedra and Tycho that are going to the engine room. Is that correct?
Phaedra and Malakai go in engine.
Okay.
Robert, Tycho.
Yeah. Tycho and myself swapped.
I do apologize. All right, so Phaedra and Malakai. So you guys go to the door, of course, because of the willpower of crazy, calm Robert. The door just opens up for you guys.
Fantastic.
And as you guys enter out into the room, okay, Robert, give me another willpower check, difficulty 9.
Oh no. Ah.
Hey,
Okay.
it's not a botch.
So when you
Wow,
guys
so close.
when you guys get into very close to 2 successes or more, but you guys get out into the room and the lights are all flickering, it's dark, the room starts shaking again, and everybody go ahead and give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 9.
These are not my favorite roles.
There we go.
Oh wow.
Oh, yes.
Oh no!
Oh
no.
no.
That's one.
Ooh, I got one.
All right, so we're gonna start off with the successes. So Robert, did you roll again?
Oh yeah, I suppose I thought that was everyone do one more, but
That's-
yeah, that would have been the
That's fine.
old one.
That actually works because this isn't the effect per se that you were going to be getting. This is just how do you guys react to this room being all crazy again, and having been gone bit calm. And this is even more of a creepy feeling kind of coming from this room.
Good.
And so you kind of you're fine. Phaedra, you're fine. Malakai, you're fine. But Tycho, you get a sense of dread and doom that kind of starts coming over you, and then you see in front of you, go down the hallway, you see something moving, like some kind of ghostly visage figure, kind of like that just darts into the darkness, and nobody else sees it before it just kind of disappears, and you get this like hard level chill that raises your all of your
My
hair
hackles.
your hackles, all the hair on the back of your neck.
I think that's a word. I quick draw my laser pistol and I quick look around. Did you see that, Robert?
See what?
shadows darting around.
I'm gonna have you stop for a second there, Tycho, and take a deep breath.
I'm glad he's with you. As I walk off with Phaedra.
Yeah,
Oh, hey,
we just stroll off.
Wait till you fail one with Phaedra. She's just gonna put you to sleep.
Just kill you and clone you. It's fine.
Hey, I've proven that I'll
Alright.
drink myself if need be.
All right.
We'll see
Yeah,
who
you're right.
fails who.
Breaths.
See what happens.
As of right now, we have no reason to believe that there is anything hostile on the ship with us.
Deep breaths. Holster
Okay.
your
Got it.
weapon.
Tycho, before you holster your weapon,
Okay.
make a perception plus awareness check. Difficulty of 8.
Perception plus awareness.
Oh, good.
Difficulty 8. That's looks like 2.
Um,
That's 2.
you do see something darting around in and out of the darkness. And as you like move to get like if you shine any light on it or anything, it just disappears, but it's always just at the very edge of your sight, basically. Now I
Okay.
want Robert to make a perception plus awareness check, difficulty of 8.
I holster the laser gun and pull out my. I'm gonna assume that I have knives.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh,
3 and 3 is 0.
Oh,
Holy crap.
It's still 2.
Yeah.
No, difficulty 8?
Difficulty 8, yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
3 and 3 is 0.
Yeah, 3 and 3 is 0. So you look over and into the you're like, I don't see what you're talking about, dude.
Holy shit.
You said you were pulling out a knife.
Let's. I'm pulling out a knife. I combat knife probably. It's all futuristic looking.
Yes, one of those future knives.
Future
Yeah,
knife.
like a knife from Star Trek.
Wait. So like a Klingon batleth knife?
Not a batleth, but yeah, like a Klingon knife,
Yeah.
like a sci-fi knife. And I hit the button, and the little spikes go out.
Oh yeah.
See, now you just made it more technologically advanced. It's not gonna. Your knife's not gonna work.
It's a spring and a
I-
button.
I know. I'm joking.
Well,
Ah!
it could have been a spring and a
Blow
button,
up.
but that's not the way that it works in Star Trek. Joking. Anyways, so are you gonna like? What are you doing with your knife, dude?
I am protecting Robert as we move towards the bridge.
I am confidently strolling ahead, kind of confused by what he's seeing.
Out of the darkness
also-
shoots a what looks to be like a ghostly visage of basically it looks like a half of a skeleton just kind of like screaming at you with one arm, and it just is running like straight at you, both Robert and Tycho. So both of you, first thing I need you to do is roll a willpower difficulty of 4.
I got a shit ton.
So you're not terrified at all. So you guys are totally open to act. It's just coming right at you. You don't have. It's about I would say it's about a turn away from you. So it's going to take a whole turn for it to even get to you, and you get a reaction. So you get 2 turns basically of action. So your first turn, we'll start off with Robert.
I
Or no,
realize
sorry,
that.
Tycho, because he was all proper and ready.
Yeah, he was ready.
Was ready. I take the fighting stance and get ready to put the knife in a proper spot as it's running towards me.
All right, and Robert.
I realize that I have not checked any of my weapons, or might actually not even have any of them on me. So I run to put myself behind Tycho.
All right. Go ahead. Give me a Tycho. Give me a melee plus Dex difficulty of 6.
Oh shit! Do I have that? Yeah, I do. I have melee. It's been a while since I've used Dex. Let's see here. Uh, melee is skills. Dude. Difficulty
Difficulty 6.
3 successes.
When you cut into the ghostly visage as it like charges into you, it just like completely dissipates around you, and kind of like does that like smoke cloud almost disappear. Not really smoke, but more like ghostly smoke.
Not gonna lie, a
over
little
your
bit pumped up on that.
peek
That was-
over your shoulder.
Killed that ghost. Fuck yeah.
Thanks for that. Sorry, I didn't.
Told you there was-
I didn't see him over there.
Told you there was a thing. Let's just
Yeah,
let's get to the bridge.
Yep. I'm gonna look around a little more now.
All right, so we're gonna go over to Malakai and Phaedra as you guys make your way down to the engine room.
Make him away.
What are you thinking about, Phaedra?
I'm confused as to why we're here. I'm terrified of being in.
Do you wonder where the vampire is? Is that all?
Kinda. That's 80% of what I'm thinking about.
Make a perception plus alertness check.
Damn it.
You also haven't told us that you don't know where it is yet.
Difficulty 6.
Yep.
Nice.
You see out of like the corner of your eye something kind of dart down the hallway, and it just you get this strong feeling like it's that goddamn vampire that escaped.
Malakai,
What up?
I don't want to freak you out. I want you to stay calm and rational, and I'm so glad it's you that's with me right now. When I woke up in my lab, the vampire was not there. And I felt like he might be behind us.
I stand up. I like upright a little bit, and I swing the P90 off and does like onto my back, and I draw my pistol, which has the prime ammunition.
I would prefer you to stay calm and we get to the engine room where we can block it off. We are in a hallway with a lot of openings.
We should move real quietly,
Yes.
and just get up to a door that we can shut.
You're not going to mention that you saw him? Let's keep that to yourself. Like, that'll freak him.
No. I tell him the location of where I saw him. So he's keeping me protected. I got to tell him where he at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to if the vampire is seemingly behind us, I'm going to stay on Phaedra's heels as she leads the way.
Yep. I'm calmly striding, and also I'm opening up my fanny pack and I'm making a mixture syringe dart. Like, I'm gonna sedate the shit out of this dude if I can.
All right. Go ahead and make a... So you said you were going to try and be kind of stealthful, so both of you make a stealth plus dexterity, difficulty of 6.
Let me make... I'm going to spend willpower on this.
I can't. What was the difficulty?
Oh, very nice.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total with willpower.
Can I try it again with a higher difficulty?
I will say that Malakai can kind of move over some of his successes to a certain degree and you can kind of work together on keeping kind of quiet. Like he's noticing that you're gonna step on something. Like it's also kind of hard to a certain degree but it's also kind of easy because of the lights being out to a certain degree. So he's keeping you in the shadows and stuff like that. You're kind of making a little bit of noise, but it's kind of hard to hear that noise over the entire ship going through turbulence.
Yeah.
So I would say at this point you feel like you're probably pretty secure in your guys' stealth. All right, so you guys kind of continue on, but you're not going. Are you going to go after the? He kind of went off away from the engine room.
Okay. Is he not following or?
He's not following. He was in front of you.
Okay.
And so he darted off into a hallway, basically.
Well, shit, Phaedra, we got a real hard challenge here. We should turn the engines off to help calm the ship. But if he, surprises the bridge, he could kill half the people on it before anybody knows what's going on. Do we get the engine shut off, or do we try to, at least...
Fuck. Yeah, we have to go after him.
If we could warn them, that would be one thing. But right now we can't.
No, we have to go after him.
Oh, vampire in a combat was.
Well, how fast do you think you can shut off the engine?
It should be simple. My door was harder to open than I would have expected it to. But how far away is the engine? Maybe that's a better question.
Engine would be so from where you guys kind of are. You guys would have to go down a hallway and probably take a one of the Jeffrey tubes kind of things in order to kind of crawl down to probably about 1 level below, probably about 2 levels below. We'll say you go down 2 levels and then you'll go back a little bit further. You're probably about 15 minutes away from the engine room.
It's a long time to be away from me. I was gonna say, could you race down there, switch it, and come back for me? Because I can't let that go. He's kind of my responsibility.
Yeah, and you're also best suited to deal with him. Why don't we do it? Why don't we? You don't interact with him until I get back, but just don't lose him either. So he can't, we can't be surprised.
Do you still have that gun where I gave you the special ammunition? The syringe ammo?
All of syringe ammo should be for the tranq gun?
Yeah. Because I've got a limited supply.
I didn't use it, so do I have it on me?
Oh yeah, you can have that on you.
All right. In which case, yeah, go into one of the pouches of my standard vest and retrieve whatever you had given to me prior.
Okay. All right, let's get as close to that corridor as possible, and then when I give the signal, you're going to book it to the engine room.
Yep, sounds good. And if you hear me screaming or yelling, probably just go straight to the bridge and be ready and then I'll make my way there as fast as I can. If something else is out here, but
Okay.
otherwise, yeah, I think that's good. You stay quiet. I'll try to find you. I really wish we had comms. All right, well, we got to make do. We don't got time. Let's go.
All right, so you two end up splitting up. All right, then we're gonna flash back to Tycho and Robert. So you guys had just encountered a ghost. Are you guys just gonna continue making your way more cautiously, or are you just gonna start running?
I'm going to go with cautious.
Yeah. I'm gonna be behind you.
Give me another perception plus alertness.
I start
Or,
humming the Cheers
awareness.
theme.
Sorry, awareness. Perception plus awareness.
Oop, that's initiative. Ignore that.
10.
Difficulty.
Difficulty 6.
Ooh,
All right.
5.
I got one.
All right, with one success, you kind of, get the feeling that there's definitely more going on around you. With 5 successes, we were going to say that you get this, strong impression that things are reacting more to you than you should be to the environment around you in the place that you're kind of in. You're getting this strong sense that the more that you fear this, the darker the room is getting. The more that you're terrified of something to come attack you, the more likely something is going to come and attack you. And speaking of which, Tycho, what are you thinking about right now?
Well, I mentioned it real quick. I think nobody heard it. I am humming the theme from Cheers.
Oh,
I heard it. I appreciated it.
so you're trying to focus on an episode of Cheers?
Yeah, no, it's an in joke with wait, no, Cheers wasn't out before 1980, so yeah, it'd be with my mother. Yes. We would sing the Cheers theme with a German accent. It was a in joke. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. I'm thinking about getting away. But I'm walking down a hallway with a Klingon knife with Robert right behind me, and I'm just kind of humming it. But but that's what's happening.
Okay. And so you're just trying to fill your head with this concept of just focusing in on that song and maybe your
calms me down. Yeah, she always knew what to do.
You hear your mother's voice calling out something to you, and then it just sounds like it came from a hallway that would lead you away from the bridge.
Mutti, du bist.
Embracing it.
She made me learn a lot of languages. Robert, did you hear that?
Robert,
Did I hear that?
Give me a perception plus awareness difficulty of 6.
Oh, bam.
So at that 5 successes, Jesus Christ. So another 5 successes on that. So you kind of get this impression that you were able to kind of almost tap in, and now you can hear you. It's more like you now remember hearing what he was saying, whereas before you're pretty sure you don't that at one point you didn't remember hearing that, but now you do.
I think I did. Yeah. Was that your mom?
Yeah, but she obviously can't be here.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, this place is crazy.
So, GM, who was having that thought about where our own calmness is affecting things?
So that was Robert.
Okay.
Yeah. So do I kind of put this together between
wired.
my experience and his that
Yeah, I
there
would
might
say.
be kind of a trend going there.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Can't give you any 100% on that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No, I think that there's definitely something going on here where we've been to a couple places like this before where you have to focus on the right things for things to go right.
Somebody must have us trapped in some sort of machine where our own thoughts are working against us.
You've been to the spirit realm.
It's only machines. Oh wait, I've been in Spirit Realm.
it's only machines all the way down until you get to the turtles. And then it's just turtles. I
Yeah,
like
that's
turtles.
true.
Those damn turtles.
Has Tycho made the connection yet?
I think with Robert's explanation, that you can kind of make that connection that this is that you humming the song that reminds you of your childhood with your mother, kind of is fabricating maybe, but there's also the possibility that she got sucked into this black hole somehow.
I think my mind is working against us. I think you need to tell me what to do, Robert.
Like I said earlier, deep breaths, keep humming that song. I like that show.
Everybody likes Cheers. It's an amazing show. It'll be on the air for 30 years. Oh, wait. No, it was already canceled.
So you guys
1999.
push on to the you guys push on into the captain's or the bridge. You guys are able to make your way up there pretty easily from here on out. When you guys arrive onto the bridge, give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 9.
Oh, boy. This is the one where I'm going to spend one.
Three.
Oh, nice.
I got 4 with the expenditure of that one.
Yeah.
Shit.
So you guys kind of come up into the room here, and what are you expecting, Malakai? Or sorry, Robert.
I'm expecting a bridge full of panicked people.
And Tycho, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting it to be empty. I expect nobody to be here.
All right, so when you guys pop up and pop in through one of the Jeffrey tubes, you do see that there are about 4 people on the bridge right now. There normally would be about like 10. And the captain is missing, and everybody's just kind of freaking out. One seems to be just screaming that there's something out there, something that's going to be killing us. And then out of like the corner of your eye, you kind of do see like what maybe looks like a shark outside, but then it kind of disappears a little bit. But then but you do see like there's definitely that something that's been smashing up against the window. And everybody's kind of freaking out and seeming to have their own kind of psychotic breakdown at this point.
I scream out, or I don't scream out. I calmly say loudly, "Crew members of the Orfeo, Albion Protocol," which is the protocol for lay down on the ground, cover your ears, and think of your happy place, because we are under a psychic attack.
Give me a charisma plus leadership, difficulty of 6.
It's like an actual roll I can do. You said 6? Oh, thank goodness. That's 4, 5, 4.
All right, so
4.
you see that the people that are kind of freaking out, they all kind of start hardening themselves to the concept here. And do you give them anything to focus their mind on exactly? Because one of the things is that one right now has like a Jason kind of stalker kind of thing trying to kill it right now. There's a shark outside trying to smash in.
That's part of Albion protocol. When you're under psychic attack, the person in charge says it over and over again until you realize that you need to close your eyes, cover your ears, get down on the ground, and if you die, that's it's rough. But
You couldn't have said like at least like just look at the floor and see what it is.
yeah, no, it's a mental conditioning that void engineers go through.
All
I
right,
say
cool.
Albion protocol, Albion protocol, Albion protocol, and they should
Everything
it should
seems to snap back to a certain degree. I'd say that seems to work. I would say with your role, it's pretty decent. Everybody's kind of snapped back enough that they're maybe there's a shark out there still, but
I look over to Robert and I'm like, got to read the manuals, right?
I mean, I basically did that.
And then I just sit down in a chair and I close my eyes and cover my ears and think of my happy place and continue singing the Cheers theme with a German accent.
We're just waiting here for Phaedra and Malakai, right?
Yeah, I'm glad things are going well up
We
there.
calmed everybody down. Do
Yeah.
we want to try rounding any other people up, or do we want to just wait for them here and then make a plan?
What's
Well,
the Albion protocol?
We're going to wait here for a few minutes. That's part of the Albion protocol.
All right.
So is that? I would say that's like a meditation roll then.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
So meditation plus perception, difficulty of 6.
Perception meditation?
Yeah, meditation's all about perception.
What about stamina?
Or stamina.
Oh no.
Stamina.
I said it as I looked at mine and went, never mind.
Oh, Tycho.
So
Tycho.
Hey, I've only got one dot meditation.
And really I was kind of planning on doing this with everybody but Tycho, but I'm just going to have Tycho, because everybody that was left didn't initiate the protocol, but now all of you guys are in your happy place, so you're gone. Bye. You're in Cheers, I guess. Sitting there with your mother having a beer.
Hey, Sam. Laugh track. Oh, but everybody has German accents, yeah.
Oh, God.
He just like comes storming in, says Albion protocol, sits down, just starts singing. Mom, would you like a cup
He's
of
handling
tea?
this well, obviously.
How was delivering the mail today, Cliff?
So yeah, everybody, I guess, all the crew has so far gone to their happy place. But Robert has, or sorry, Tycho has also gone to his happy place, and it seems that when they do so, they disappear.
Oh, wait, I'm just gone?
Well, I mean, you're in Cheers with German accents,
Yes.
but nobody else is, just you. Everybody else is back on the ship. You'll have to figure your way out of Cheers. So, but we'll jump back over to so everybody is completely split up from each other. And so I think what we're gonna do is take a little break here and then jump back over to probably do Malakai, then Phaedra, then Robert, then Tycho.
can't do this to me. I'm so anxious. This could be so bad.
You guys are all split up. You guys all have a universe that is completely like built around basically thought. So you're kind of getting that, and technology doesn't work. So have fun.
Oh, I'm gonna put so many holes in this ship.
I was waiting for your answer to be, I'm gonna blow up the door. Not that you would. I don't. It's not really in character for you, but like, it's still just.
I was heavily debating about being like, all right, I crawl through the vent, but then I'm like, there's no way that they feed a personal room with a vent the size that a 6-foot man could climb through. Like, it would be a tiny, 4x6 vent. It would not be a 3x3, and
unless you had direct access to the main Jeffrey tubes.
If I'm actually pretty good at technology and wits, and so if that didn't work, then I was going to go to the vents. That was my backup plan. I didn't want to be locked in my room and not be able to get out.
I was going to go take a nap if I couldn't open the door. Work it out somehow.
All right, so we will be back in, say, 15 minutes. 12 minutes. So 8:45 Central Standard Time. All right, and we are back. So where we had last left off, the entire group had kind of split off from each other and have gone to different places in this paradox realm that they have fallen into. So Tycho is currently in a setting of cheers, and everybody has a German accent, and there's a laugh track going. Phaedra is off chasing a vampire that has gotten loose, that she had locked up in the ship, and before they had gotten to this paradox realm, had fairly certainly made sure that it was deep into torpor, and not going to be able to escape. But apparently it has escaped. And Robert is... he's on the bridge with by himself now, because Tycho has disappeared into another. He's 4th level incepted himself now, and so Tycho finds himself alone. Well, all the other crew member fourth level incepted themselves as well as they went to their happy places. The realm seems to be reacting quite strongly to the thoughts of the people here. So, and then we have Malakai, who is on his way to the engine room.
Yep.
So, Malakai, what's kind of running through your character's head right now as you make your way down into the engine room? You're kind of going down one of the Jeffrey tubes.
Yeah. Once I broke off with Phaedra, I started moving without regard to stealth and at full speed. I'm pretty much hoping that anything that approaches me, I'm going to be able to stay in front of, and then pinch them off at the doorway to the engine room. That's strategically what I'm thinking of.
Yep.
But as I run, I can't help but this whole scenario. It brings me back to some old, some friends that were reality deviants in my past that had shared personal experiences with Paradox and Paradox Realms, as far as I understand. I don't fully get it because I didn't have the same, I don't directly compare, but it's one of those things that honestly, it's kind of a sour. It's the whole reason I'm with TG42 though. So, but yeah, and that's as I'm sprinting, I'm probably I'm moving in such a way that I'm carrying the pistol in two hands, down, so it's not like I'm not running waving it around, but I'm moving fast.
All right, so you arrive at the engine room door. And when you get to the doorway, you hear off in the distance one of the reality deviants that you had been friends with. Kind of, just hear his voice. Give me a perception plus awareness, difficulty of 8.
It's gonna say alertness, but the only thing we didn't go over, or I guess that I actually, my character doesn't even know this, is like, the Inquisition happened, the inquiry happened, and I don't actually know the results of their fate. I just had to separate myself to try to save face. I had 1 success on that. 2 with the 10.
Yep. So you kind of get this sense that that you can feel the presence of your old reality group buddies, and they seem to be lost inside of this realm along with you.
Well, fuck. Staying focused. I head to whatever terminal or circuit breaker to power down the engines. Do I know? Does the power down the engines going to kill the life support? Oh, I shouldn't care about this. I do because that's who I am.
No, yeah, you'd be able to shut down main power and go over to emergency backup. Life support
okay.
is like the last thing that kind of goes. So,
which would make sense.
So you just have to open up the
things.
door here. So go ahead and make a technology plus wits roll, difficulty of 8.
And this is getting the engine room compartment door open?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Solid.
4? 3? 3 total?
4. 3.
3. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. So your character is able to get the door open, and as the door slides open, you see off in the corner of your eye something, and a scream, and a yelling, and an explosion kind of happening down the hallway. Give me a perception plus alertness check.
Is this alertness or awareness?
Alertness.
All right. Is this the scream coming from outside of the engine compartment?
Yep. This is down the hallway.
All right. No, not art. We want alertness.
And you recognize the voices as being your reality deviant buddies.
Yeah. What did you say the difficulty was?
6.
Okay. Oh, we're nailing these. This is bad. It's going to turn on me at some point, but that's 5.
All right. So what you see down the hallway, as like some smoke kind of clears and stuff, is a hit mark that seems to be going after your buddies.
What do I roll to?
Oh, and by the way, for everybody that doesn't know what a hit mark is, basically this is like Terminator looking type kind of thing with a Gatling laser gun on its shoulder, big beefy body, and this one is a older model, and but still has like, it's basically something that you probably would only really see out in outer space. Is where they're mainly commissioned over at the you've seen these over at the automaton planet, or the planet of Iteration X. You also know that there was one supposedly that they your group had pissed off at one point. Not quite this one, as that one was more human, still had human flesh on it at that time. But it seems to have chased them down and grown stronger into the digital web after, hacking into the digital web and getting stuck here with you and your pals.
All right.
You're starting to even forget about Robert, Phaedra, and Tycho. Starting to be replaced by, this group, and maybe you were with them this whole time.
I need to. I'm the fact that little bit that you added at the end actually. Yeah, it could have been a very different life. I could have just joined up with them, went on the run, dropped my whole to try to learn how to cast without technology. No, that would have been relearning from the ground up. Shit, I have to save the ship. I have to save my crew. The now things have changed from then to now. Um, I am going to get into the room and turn the engines off as fast as possible because that's what's expected of me.
All right, give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 4.
All right.
Even with, looks like there was at least just a 1 in
Yeah, there
there,
was.
but still 4
Yeah.
solid successes. Um, you basically just, you, like you said, you focus the way that you wanted, and you go off to get the engines powered off and everything back up onto auxiliary power and emergency power, emergency lighting. And the hit mark disappears, the voices and the cries and the foggy memory that you had completely, dissipates into a dreamlike state, as if it almost never happened in the first place. And
Yeah, it's like in the moment it's very real, but that's too long ago. It's like when you realize, what was that movie where the kid didn't age? I'm just like, the
AI.
numbers. Yeah, it just it wasn't the timing wasn't right. They're not actively under pursuit. That's not right. That happened. That's ancient history. And thus I then immediately start searching for, after the turning everything off, immediately start running back to where I last left Phaedra, to meet up with her to try to secure this vampire.
all right, and that is who we are moving over to next. So Phaedra, are you sneaking about trying to chase down this vampire, or are you being pretty open about the concept that you're hunting him down now?
Uh, I was staying calm for Malakai because I know he's gun happy, but if the vampire wanted to kill us, he'd probably already killed us by now. So I'm gonna calmly get my stuff ready. I have my pistol in my primed, but I still holstered, and I'm gonna nonchalantly walk in his direction.
Okay. So you kind of head off down the hallway. The lights are flickering. The whole ship is shaking, and lights are going in and out, as and you can kind of, every once in a while, you might make out like a figure moving or dodging between shadows. Go ahead and give me a perception plus alertness, difficulty of 6.
2 successes.
All right, with 2 successes, you get every once in a while you're seeing something seeming to be jumping in and out of shadows, as it kind of moves along, but it's almost as if it's playing with you, and so it kind of pulls you, deeper down into the hallway, keeping you, interested, just as you think you've lost it, like, there it is, I know where you're going now, and you're able to continue to follow it down until you make your way to a dead end.
Okay.
The ship
I turn.
continues to shake, and all of the lights in this hallway go out.
I'm gonna try to stay calm. Uh,
Give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 6.
it's a 0.
So you attempt to keep calm, but as the lights completely drop, you do a little scream because the entire area is just all dark around you. You see nothing now, and the whole ship is still shaking. You can hear the ship still groaning and shaking, and then you hear an explosion, deep down, or away, or deeper into the ship, over by the engine room, that kind of like freaks you out a little bit, and and now you feel a knife at your throat.
Well, hello. Uh, who is it that I'm greeting?
The knife disappears, and all of the lights turn back on, and there's nothing.
Well, I'm severely fucking confused. uh, I'm gonna try to mentally assess what just happened and try to see if I can gather any clues.
Sure. Give me a intelligence plus occult, difficulty of 8. Or enigmas, difficulty of 6.
Can I try to get a difficulty 9?
I'll let you do enigmas. What do you have in enigmas?
Nothing.
I'll let you do enigmas at difficulty of 8. So
Okay.
basically a straight up intelligence difficulty 8. Um, so at this point, your mind is just you're just getting terrified. The more and more that this is like you're starting to equate that your mind is controlling this, but you are losing control of your own mind in the sense of it's starting to get away from you. You're not centering yourself around meditation and stuff like that at this point. You're thinking about things, and that's what's kind of like causing a lot. And it's like your fears, but it's the back of your mind fears instead of the what's going on in the very forefront. And it's like starting to freak you out that it's like your subconscious is controlling all of this more than your conscious, but it's what your conscious is feeding into your subconscious, and those things are creating a feedback loop for you, and at this point everything goes dark again, but everything goes still again, and you're just in a complete black void at this point. And we will jump over to Robert. So you are alone inside of the bridge.
Save me.
Alone inside the bridge, or is Tycho gone, or is he just kind of like in his own head?
No, he's gone, like poofed out of existence.
Okay, that's alarming. Are things pretty calm around me right now, or shaking still and all that?
Everything is shaking still, and the bridge
Okay.
is still kind of doing his thing. But give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 9.
Oh God, I got a success.
Yep. So yeah, it's just especially with everybody disappearing, you're kind of just put off on edge now, and you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Now you can get disappeared from this realm just for thinking something.
Um, against my better judgment, I don't think I can do much about Tycho because I can't scan. I'm gonna try accessing the ship's computer.
All right, give me a technology plus wits difficulty of 6.
I'm in.
So you go to start accessing some of the computer. What are you trying to access with the computer?
I guess I would like to try and get a scan on life forms in the ship, location-wise, and how many, and just some general info.
Okay, kind of basic rundown of maybe a ship breakdown of what's kind of happening on the ship and personnel kind of stuff. So the feedback, it's extremely laggy. It's really hard to kind of gather any kind of information on it. It kind of glitches out every once in a while on you, but you are able to gather that it looks like most of the crew, if not all of the crew, is completely gone. And from what you can tell, it's only really Tycho, Phaedra, Robert, and Malakai on the ship at this point. Sorry, Phaedra, Robert, and Malakai are the only ones on the ship. Tycho has disappeared as well.
So I am still on the ship.
Oh, I do apologize. It is. Well, at this point in time, she is, and then she blips out as well. So thanks for pointing that out, Phaedra.
Damn it.
I feel you there.
But you also noticed that Malakai just got to the engine room, and looks like everything has gone over to emergency power and lighting at this point. And the ship seems to have stabilized on the turbulence, and the lights have gone over to red emergency lighting that is not flickering. You are able to open a comm now with Malakai.
I think I was disconnected for a little bit there. I wasn't hearing much.
Oh, sorry. So what was the last thing that you heard?
I heard Phaedra's not on the ship.
Okay, so you heard Phaedra's not on the ship. Malakai is in the engine room. The emergency lighting has turned back on, and has turned on, and the main lighting has turned off. So the flickering has stopped, and the ship has stabilized and is no longer
Cool.
in a spiral from the point of view.
I think I would like to try and get on some type of like emergency PA system throughout the ship.
Oh yeah, I was about to say you can contact Malakai as well.
Okay.
You do.
I would like to go ship wide, like.
Yep, that will work too.
Everyone can hear me, and I would like to pour everything I got into trying to put a general common focus among everybody and give them a common point to meet up, and some type of I'm gonna motivate them to kind of like he was trying to do we're letting them all know that we've all trained for this. We're under a cyber attack, like everyone please proceed to this area and make sure that you're using the things that you were trained to do to minimize impact of your thought patterns at the moment, and et cetera, but also while being very human and reassuring.
Awesome. All right. Go ahead and give me a charisma plus meditation. Difficulty of 8.
Damn it. Difficulty of 9?
I'll let you re-roll at difficulty at 8.
Ah, there it is.
So you're at first you're like, I'm not talking to anybody. This is not really, your heart really wasn't in it, and then you were like, no, Malakai's at least here. Me and him are the only one left, but maybe it'll reach everybody. You never know. Like, gotta give it your all. And yep. So you really put yourself into it on the second one. And Malakai, you kind of get this feeling. Where are you telling them to gather?
I'd like to say kind of a central position on the ship,
Okay.
so that no one has to travel like too much further. Everyone can kind of start getting there around the same time, and I think that'll help with some of the cohesion.
All right.
Galley.
So yeah, there's like the galley in the middle of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So so you kind of get a feeling like you want to kind of go there. I will say that also give me an Arte roll, difficulty of 3. Oh wow.
How's 4 successes?
Solid. All right. And we will then jump over to Tycho. So Tycho, you are in the setting of Cheers. You're at a bar. There's I don't remember the names of there's Sam and
Okay, so I in the in joke, I am Woody Harrelson, which is the young bartender. In the German version, the bar is called Prost.
Is this a real German version or your German version?
I am making this up right now.
All right.
Und it is very strange. I was not supposed to work today. I don't know even why I'm here.
Wow.
And piping bar? I wasn't even supposed to work today.
Well, we really needed you in here today, so that is very good to have you. This is very busy today. Look at all the customers that we have.
I am serving beer, yes. Hello, sir. What kind of beer would you like? Pilsner? Weissbier? Bock? Doppelbock?
And then a man bashes through the door, and he's like, the bar. That's trying to buy the bar from underneath us. Oh no!
Du lieber.
And and then it breaks to a commercial break that's in German.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try that.
Dang. Thought I would get you to do a commercial. All right. So your character is just kind of delving right into the fantasy that he's having.
Yeah, but he I really need to leave. I'm not supposed to work today. I had things I was supposed to do.
Give me a willpower, difficulty of 8.
Du lieber. Taking a second, just a moment. 8. Yeah, 2 successes. Can't hear me because.
Yep. No. Sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
No, my connection's kind of shitty.
No. Sorry. I am here.
Yeah.
So you with 2 successes. So are you gonna try? You're trying to leave the bar.
Yes.
All right. So they're gonna try and plead with you. I'm gonna have you make a charisma plus etiquette to see if you can try and weasel your way out politely. If you want to suggest something else, you can also try for something else, but just a polite, I can't work today will be
I have a I have a etiquette. Oh, du kannst take this job and shove it. Und I got a -1.
You always work when it's not working day. Why don't you just stay? It's okay, man.
Okay, yeah, it is Oktoberfest after all. All this best to serve.
Why would you take off on Oktoberfest? That's very funny.
Yes,
we all knew it
I'm
was a
very-
joke. Ha ha ha.
Is this German or Russian?
I am a Doomkopf, yeah.
A little bit of Jamaican too, I think.
But I think I
Yeah,
heard
man, I
Chinese.
continue to serve the beers,
I am all for it.
Yes, it's the Jamaican man and the German version, of course.
Hey, this isn't the Commonwealth.
It's-
Very few people will understand that.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, I think I'm still trapped in.
I think it's still trapped a little bit. But give me another. Or are you gonna? Were you gonna try to do the firing? Or were you gonna quit or the quitting?
Yeah, I. That is the end. I quit. Serving beer here is no longer the thing that I want to do. And I storm out.
Give me a. This is gonna be a weird one, so I'm gonna do a strength plus subterfuge.
At this point, yeah. Let's see the talents, subterfuge. That is 3 dice. Jesus Christ.
Only Robert and Malakai are getting good rolls.
Yeah, I got a decent roll on the willpower earlier, so that's good.
Yeah, I did too.
So as you get stopped at the door, and they're like, "No, you cannot quit. That is ridiculous. We know it is another joke." And so, but then you get this calming kind of a feeling over you, as you kind of hear Robert's voice kind of echoing through the audience, the live audience that all of a sudden appears.
Does it sound like a version, a German version of Kelsey Grammer?
Oh, I hope so.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm listening, yeah.
Come back. Leave your happy place.
Those salads and scrambled eggs.
I appreciated that more than I should have.
All right, so you guys all end up back at the everybody at this point appears kind of out of the fog of wherever you're at right now. Phaedra, you also hear this calming voice kind of bringing you back to the ship, and now you guys are all back at the along with the crew as well, seems to have gathered back at the bar or the galley.
We're all stuck in chairs now.
Not-
Forever.
not-
Oopsie.
Oopsie. No, so you're back on the ship. But everybody's kind of freaking out, and they're asking for, what do we do now? What's going on?
Wait,
Glad that calm lasted long.
wait, everyone? I gotta
Oh.
go back to the lab.
Hey guys, what's going on? I was somewhere
Seeing
else for a second.
Phaedra rush off, I want to quickly do another scan of all the life forms and specifically kind of look for one.
So all of you are starting to gather back into chaos mode back again, and the world starts, reacting to that. And
Nope. Everybody stop!
oh.
Stop! I'll be on protocol.
Stop searching.
Stop doing Albion protocol as people start disappearing.
Phaedra, stop. Come back.
Okay.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going back to Prost.
No.
I was making good tips there. So many Deutschmarks. Yeah.
I was like, I got the engines turned off. I'm glad the comms are working again. What the hell is going on?
I want to try grabbing Tycho to like nudge him, like, "Hey, we gotta go," and I want to chase after to see where
after-
Phaedra's going. Yeah.
After Phaedra, didn't she stop when I said, "Hey, Phaedra, stop"?
Oh, I might have missed that.
Also,
I
she's not able
also-
to get through the doors, so the doors are.
Oh, that
sealed
makes
at
a
this
big
point.
difference.
Okay.
I also would have been like, "Hey, Phaedra, did you find that that missing thing that you lost there for a bit? Did you wink, wink?
Okay.
Did we get that covered?"
So I can't trust myself because I don't know what reality is anymore.
None of us do. That's normal now.
I was just under the assumption that now that people were here, that maybe my vampire was here. But if everybody's gone again, fuck it. I'm gonna sit on the floor.
Since I feel like things are just bound to get worse or better, I want to try confirming something. And I try to do a scan to identify just how deep into the different layers of the virtual web we are. Because I know we were like in the virtual web, and then we went into the virtual web. And I want to make sure that we somehow didn't like go into the virtual web again.
And then possibly again.
And then possibly again. Yeah, I guess I want to try like running some type of like trace route to reality.
I also want to try that with my correspondence,
Yeah, I've got correspondence too.
but I'll do it mentally. So correspondence in mind. I don't want to push things too far.
Well, that's the question: is if you're going to be using the computers and stuff, you know that's going to have some problems. You might have to figure out a slightly different way, but you're going to have to convince. I'm gonna say this: you're on the right track.
Ooh,
We just need
Give me that crash.
everybody to participate and not use technology.
Robert, give me that crash course on meditation.
yeah. I
told
mean, we're not
Tycho
going
that-
anywhere right now, right?
Yeah. The ship's not gonna crash and burn.
Unless you want to go to your
anymore.
happy place.
All right. So you guys remember that experiment that I was talking about earlier? About how we get a bunch of people to focus on one thing.
How could I forget? That's so epic. A tree starting on fire in front of a bunch of people. That's crazy.
It's never happened. That's.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
why-
that part's getting missed here.
Why do we want to set a tree on fire, Robert?
Oh my god.
Can
Okay.
we not talk about things being
No, I-
on fire before we think of other things being on fire?
I'm sorry.
like-
There's
It's like
may
imagining
have
the elephant in the room type of deal.
No, we don't want to imagine an elephant in the room either.
I don't want to hurt your buzz, but there also may be a vampire in the loose, so we may want to do this
No,
fast.
no. You don't say those words anymore.
Wow.
We are here.
You're all
and
really
always
bad at
be-
psychology, okay? I'm just putting that out there.
All we need to think about, all we have to think about is what we were doing right before we got here. And just think of
I want
only that.
everybody to focus on removing their VR helmet thing.
No?
I'm not. I was
I
never.
thought we
You're not
were in
even
there.
in VR camp.
Yeah,
Well, no.
no.
Yeah,
We need to
Phaedra.
all think of what we were doing right before we got here. And reset.
What
was
were
I
we doing?
I was working on a power supply system for something small.
Malachi, you need to
was
think of
something-
exactly where everyone was positioned in the ship, what you exactly were doing, all of it. Replicate all of it.
Okay.
No,
You guys were in the VR chairs. So let's head down to the VR room.
We can't
Well,
get out of here.
I was.
Yeah, no, just mentally think about what you were doing.
Okay, so I picture the three of them in their VR chairs, me on a terminal next to them, and we were building something. We were building. We were working together to circumvent something.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
the admin ID.
Yes. The ID. Yes, we were gonna make an ID. And I just describe out loud as I have eyes closed and I'm visualizing. You guys were in wearing VR headsets. You were jacked in. You were doing your end from inside. I was doing my end from here, and I described the scenario as I best remember it.
Picture where the captain was, where all the crew.
I had just talked to her prior to our last jump, and we were waiting to get clearance to spool up for the next jump, or she's waiting for clearance from the spool up for the next jump. So she's on the bridge. All the crew people working around.
Good. Tycho, Robert, we have to do the same.
I was in a German bar. My name was
No.
Woody.
No.
I was working on the framework, the basic building blocks, the physical manifestation. We were in it was an alley. We were in the digital web.
In front of that big door.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, there was a door. Was there a
I
door?
was trying to piece together all the parts between your guys, and something got weird. I'm not gonna think about that part. Nope.
We think about how it succeeded.
Yes. Yeah. That worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Yep. Is this working?
All right, everybody, give me an Arte roll, difficulty of 5.
I'm a dump of quintessence in this one.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Well.
I'm gonna bring it down to 4.
I'm gonna.
Oh, hells yeah!
Wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
You got this.
I'm gonna spend a willpower. Boom!
Didn't even need to.
Didn't even need it. But that's the total of a crazy
18
amount.
successes, I think.
So,
And Robert, all you had to do was 1. I'm so proud of you.
I did botch this time.
4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's complete successes. It's a hell of a roll.
4,
wow.
9.
All right.
Sometimes you want to
16,
go where
17.
Everybody knows your name.
So,
as you guys kind of go through this whole thing, the world starts kind of shaping around you as you guys are explaining what's where you were, and you all start falling into that spot. And the world seems to go back to normal. Or it seems like you guys are back in reality. You guys have broken the spell.
I immediately rush off towards the lab.
Okay.
Because I want to verify that vampire is... Or I do it remotely if I can.
Vampires there.
There should be monitors.
You guys lift off your helmets. Sorry. You guys are not... You guys are back at the point where you're making the card, and the card is made successfully now instead of the explosion that happened. But you all remember what could have happened. Dun, dun, dun. It was all a dream, almost. It's what we call a paradox realm.
I look over at Phaedra and I'm just like,
I hug you.
Is the vampire still asleep on the ship? Assuming that I'm now back at a terminal.
Yep,
with
you
these guys in VR.
You can check that camera real quick, and yep, he's still sleeping.
Okay. Oh my God. I shoot Phaedra a text message into the digital web of just say it's fine. It's fine. Our guest is fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. all fine here. That hard workout?
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Yeah, apparently it worked.
Everybody gain 8 experience, and you can also use this to justify bumping up your RT up 1. What if you have the experience for it? You can use that as a seeking.
Oh, we still would have to use the experience points though.
Correct.
What does 5 and a ret cost? That's
40,
lot.
I think.
a lot.
A lot.
Ain't even close.
I am also not even close. However, I do have some ideas.
Which is like later on, you'll be able to still. You don't have to go through a seeking in order to boost yourself up. But yeah, you guys are all back. You guys have the key card. Are you going to use that to access the sector with the admin password now?
I mean,
God, everything seems so silly now.
yeah,
Yeah, our
we went through a lot to get here.
Yeah, our original plan was to have that key card be used to make the scripted events trivial if we can as we approach the end of this. Oh, I go and see. Is the dude that we picked up at the bar, is he still on ship?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, the quest giver.
Everything good for you?
I thought you meant close.
You're still good? No dreams of cheers or anything?
Well, I can't say for Moto, but from a GM point, he's fine. Moto's
Okay.
crazy, though. So. Sorry. Tycho.
Okay. Well, we're I let everybody know that we are on mission.
So using the admin access, if you guys want, you guys are able to, hack on in if you still want to go that route.
Yeah. I think we might need. Well, I need a request for willpower replenishment based on my questing demeanor, because I feel like we did some
Absolutely.
questing.
Absolutely.
Can I get
Now-
one on surviving?
Yes, I'll give you a willpower for surviving. For your
Ooh, do I get a
survivor.
willpower for meditating and waiting for them to come up with a plan?
Yeah, you followed, and you were very good at following the plans. Even though you had most of the right answer from the like. Truthfully, if you would have gone with what Robert wanted to do from the very beginning, you could have just fixed this problem. This would have been a much shorter episode.
I fought myself to be like, all right, everybody, let's just hold hands in the lounge here and sit down.
Just
I thought
combine
it, and I'm
ourselves
like,
right
no.
out.
The best part is I wasn't even doing it initially because I thought it would do anything. I just was like, oh, they'll figure this shit out. I'm just gonna chill.
Literally, half the time we have a problem like this where we can't use our magic. This is what you do.
Technology's on. I'm just gonna sit on the floor.
Oh, I'm going to be honest. I'm a lot less paranoid when we enter the Pangea style scenario. I just look to what Robert's doing and just copy him.
Yeah, it's you guys acted very technocratic. I loved it. It was perfect. It was exactly the way that all the technocrats reacted correctly, and the guy that had dealt the most with reality deviance and what reality bending magic is like, and kind of had probably a somewhat of a deeper understanding, kind of, but only to a certain degree. Like it was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go with what the technocrats want, but kind of have
I
some
can't
ideas.
help but think it's like, I understand that the math is there. I don't know the math specifically.
Yeah. Actually, just kind of a quick out of game thing. What is everybody's nature on their character sheets? Mine is penitent.
All of my stuff is messed up, I think, because my nature is conformist, but it sounds like that's not a nature.
I don't think I picked one.
Survivor, I thought you picked.
Oh yeah,
I have
okay.
effort demeanor. See, like I'm all over the place.
Well, demeanor and nature are the same picks from the same pool of
Okay.
things. It's the reason why I think he's asking that, though. It's also for your if you guys want to make sure you know what your willpower replenishment is.
Yeah. I'm actually taking this from Terry Robinson in the Mage podcast, where he talks about how if you succeed using your demeanor, you can get a willpower back. But if you succeed properly exhibiting your nature, you get all your willpower back. And I really want to try and justify that I was penitent, where I was like punishing myself in that scene, but it's a kind of a stretch.
So wait, so if I succeeded with my nature, I get all of my willpower back. That's what you just said, right?
Well, yeah, but it has to be thematically like accurate, because your demeanor is how you're supposed to act like all the time. Which is, for Tycho, it's questing. He is constantly adventuring.
Wait, you're
like,
saying there's a rule that says you get all of your willpower back if you act?
It's a Terry Robinson house rule, as far as I know.
Oh, I like that rule though.
I really do too.
I like to think of willpower
since that
as
happened, I could get all my willpower back.
Yeah, you can't abuse it though.
Or if you do, expect a backlash.
Also, I don't feel like I really exhibited penance there. That was more indulgent than anything else.
I have a personal opinion about the regaining of willpower via that method. And it's negative.
I want to hear it.
I feel willpower should be treated as a more static and reliable thing, like spell slots at the end of a long rest, versus something that if I happen to choose one that the GM really works well with or really likes, or it just
Or it's really easy.
Yeah, it's I've had one that I felt really fit my character well, and it was never rewarded in the entire playtime because it was just the way that situation rose, the way we dealt with situations, and because of that, I just willpower is the thing you get back when you can finally rest, and that's the way that I treat it.
It does make a higher focus on the using of your, and it does give you a huge benefit to be really conscious of calling for that and asking for willpower back that way, because I definitely don't track that. Like I usually, the only time that people get back willpower for their nature is usually when they call it out to me and say, "Hey, can I get a willpower back for this?"
Yeah,
which is why I call for it every once in a while.
I dislike the system so much I don't even know my nature or demeanor, because I should.
What do you feel like Malakai's demeanor is? Like, how does he act? Is he just machismo, or
that's part of the reason that
I know
like
his nature's survivor.
What are the options?
Because he's very similar to how I play my character.
So the
type world, darkness, nature, and demeanor into Google.
Well, so the main archetypes that they have are, and I'll just quickly go over these, and then I can go deeper into any ones that you want me to. But there's activist, benefactor, contrary, crusader, hacker, idealist, innovator, kid, loner, machine, mad scientist, marauder, monster, prophet, rogue, sensual, survivor, traditionalist, trickster, and visionary.
Okay, well, we want to spend time on this. You had a lot of there's a lot of options, and they as I'm listening to them, they cover pretty much the breadth of personalities.
Right,
Uh,
the main highlights.
So
Yeah, I should mention I don't think either of mine were on that list. My Tycho's demeanor is questing, which is he's always like, we got to go to places.
You can also
But
make them up.
Real quick, Tycho's nature is penitent. The reason he's doing all of this shit is because he thinks he caused his father's death. Like, he is punishing himself.
and that's the inside, and the demeanor
What
is
was
the
the mad
outside.
scientist one? Because I didn't see that one when I was looking up shit.
It's in the
She's like, I missed that.
Wait, I could be a mad scientist?
it's Mage 20.
Oh, I'm gonna look that one up because I'm probably gonna switch my demeanor. Because I'm playing him probably that way anyway.
You are very much of a
you're
demeanor of a mad scientist.
You are
All the times
absolutely a
he's
mad
talking about
scientist.
getting samples and shit, definitely. There's no question.
Man, she's going to be getting willpower back all the time. I stab people with a syringe. I have a willpower back?
I think we will though stick for right now until I research this a little bit more. We're gonna stick with the standard of get 1 willpower back for your nature. Demeanor is just there as like a fun.
I don't blame you at all.
No,
That seems
it's,
completely reasonable.
It's 1 back for demeanor, and then if you accurately portray your nature in roleplay, and I believe it's also like solve the situation, then you can argue for everything back. That's the thing.
And also
you know
your
what?
nature's supposed to be like secret, right? Like you're that so it's also kind of like a
Nature
it's
is
like
supposed to be a secret to a certain degree because it's
it's
kind
like
of your Achilles heel too. Because if they know
it's your
you're a
underlying
caregiver,
driving
Yeah.
force.
okay, yeah, that tracks. Then it's like it's not easy to get, but it definitely can be gotten. I guess would be feels good.
These are great conversations to have on stream.
yeah.
So,
I'm
Definitely
actually
went a
not.
bit sideways
I'm-
there.
I'm
We're
not being
gonna-
sarcastic about that. People should, listen to this episode specifically for this conversation, and also my amazing rendition of Cheers in a German accent.
It was better than I expected, to be honest. It caught me a little bit off guard. I couldn't even remember the theme very well, and then you just went right into it. It was good. It was good.
yep. So we used the administration ID.
Yeah, let's just go on with the plot.
Yeah. Let's all right. Yeah. Are you guys still in VR, or are you
Like
on the ship now?
I'm
Oh, yeah,
so
that's a good
done.
question.
You just plug that ID in, beep beep beep. I'm out.
You know, mad scientist has a really interesting thing to it. So regain. So if this was your nature for right now, we might switch it over to doing some other cool stuff like that though. But at this point, it's regain a willpower when you successfully bend the rules of your technomancer sect, while still applying something that seems oddly like science. See the science sidebar, page 290. I'll go drop over to that in a little bit, and manage to avoid invoking paradox. This feat should feature a bizarre stroke of ingenuity, and that shouldn't work and yet somehow does. Simply using magic does not count after all. You're not some kind of sorcerer.
So that's literally everything that I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say that definitely doesn't make it
Pop
challenging
these
of the
pills.
GM to be fair.
Get
with that.
wings now. Give me my willpower.
So I'm just gonna do the beginning of this one, but it's despite the for science, despite the misconception, science is not the energy of magic or religion, much less the plot of to enslave the world. What science is literally is the pursuit of knowledge, verbally repeated, verifiable knowledge. And because mysticism and faith are so hard to repeat, verify, or prove in relation re, in relatively objectable form, those belief systems often wind up on the wary eye of the science. So this kind of goes into the whole concept of why in Mage it's magic with a K, and it's science is kind of viewed in a different kind of way than what Technocracy kind of views it to a certain degree. But so there's all this, like, you can go into explaining different kind of things, using science and technology to explain different things. Let's see. I don't know. There's a big section on this, actually. It's actually really good.
Send me that later. I'll read it.
We activate the key card.
But yes, so in the meantime, in game terms, since we're winding down to the end right now, anyways, I will say that with the access to the admin password, you guys are able to kind of get a lot of through pretty much the rest of the game without any kind of problems, and get to the last system that you need to. What we're going to be ending with is on a little bit of a cliffhanger here as you guys get back into the digital web. Pretty much you've used your... we've stopped incepting the inception, so you guys are all back onto the ship at this point. You guys have made it the rest of the way using your admin credentials. You've pretty much have been able to avoid any problems. And when you guys arrive at the final system, you're about to use, he's about to put in the information to, open up the gate, send the signal to open up the gate. You guys get jammed, and Robert, you get a message that from the NWO that basically says, do everything you can to help us kidnap that guy. The NWO here is basically trying to stab you guys in the back here, not trusting you.
Womp womp.
What a
Well-
bunch of dicks.
Who's ready to go to war?
First question: can we administer a 1-day ban on Red Shadow as administrators? Just 1 day is all we're gonna take. All we're gonna need.
Just raise the difficulty on their ship to 3 times its normal difficulty.
Yeah, do we still have access to the back channel? Do we still have admin access on the simulation?
That we'll find out at the the next episode.
Yeah.
I'm debating on that. I'm trying to think of something if I want to do that or not. So I'm gonna give that some time.
NPCs, but
For
another
whatever
one mess with
reason,
players.
you didn't see this coming. So maybe there's an admin that might be working against you at this level. But we'll see.
So did not that I would necessarily know. Did the NWO want him to stop us from succeeding, or to they want to make sure we succeed, or at least that they succeed?
They want the John. They want the guy that can send the signal so that they can get to the last sector and do the thing.
Okay, well, we can easily just kill him. Then he shows back up the thing, and they can run it themselves.
I mean, technically, what they're
but,
doing, because they don't know exactly. They were told though they need to go into the sector, into this solar system, and then destroy everything, and that's in the solar system. So there's like a whole thing that they have planned on blowing up the entire solar system, which would shut down that sector, that node, basically.
Can't have that.
That is just not very chill at all. You should meditate
Well,
for a bit.
They need
next
to
time on
meditate.
Dragon Ball Z.
All right, cool. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it on up here. We'll wrap up just a little bit early, but I think that you guys have done some major accomplishments here, and good job on getting all the way back. And then we're gonna have a little bit of a boss fight the moment that you guys kind of come back. But it's possible we might be able to talk our way out of the boss fight. We'll see. I imagine that there's a few things that you guys have up your sleeves that might prevent you from having to fight. But we'll see if you guys, what you guys do next episode.
Yeah, the M160 rocket launcher.
All right,
That's
thank you
not
all
the
for
right
watching, and thank you all for playing. Have a great night.
Bye, peeps.
Auf Wiedersehen, alles.
Night, everybody.
Yeah, have a good one.